Broadcasting live from the Natural History Museum located in the very heart of Balboa Park in San Diego, California, it's the Talk of San Diego.
Now I know why. I didn't turn my microphone. Hi, Susanna.
Hi, Johnny.
How are you today?
I'm doing great.
Hey, you want to tell people where we are?
We are at the Natural History Museum, the NET.
In beautiful
Balboa Park, of course.
And you're listening and watching the Talk
of San Diego.
And you are our new cultural correspondent, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
We're here with Vanguard Culture on the Talk of San Diego.
I know. So tell people a little bit about your background.
Yeah, well, this is a new monthly segment. I'm the founder of Vanguard Culture. Go to vanguardculture.com if you want a little more information. What we do is we offer weekly snapshots of the most memorable cultural events and experiences in San Diego, and we're here to highlight one of those events today.
That's why we're here.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Dr. Intimo, huh?
Dr. Intimo,
Yeah, that was
yes.
kinda cool.
We're going to talk about that.
And now, I asked you this earlier before the show started. Do you recognize this theme song? And our guest here can weigh in on it, too. It's a famous show from the 80s. And it involved a cast of characters. Some of them are still around. Some of them are not around. Boss! That regular. Jim Ignatowski was one of the characters. Taxi. There you go. We've got a great show coming up today, believe it or not.
Yes,
we
we
have some
do.
great guests, but I want to take a minute to talk to you about some of our upcoming shows. We got one coming up. It's going to be at the Skybox. Ooh, that'll be fun. Do you know where the Skybox
Great
is?
views.
I
Yes,
know.
Of course.
If you're not familiar with it, go on the website, on the Facebook, and just check out Skybox, and you'll see the pictures that overlook Petco Park. Ooh, that'll be fun.
Absolutely.
And then we're going to do something at the Sweetwater Motorcycle, Sweetwater Harley Davidson. And after
in National City.
Exactly, we did the show there like last month, and they invited us back.
Really?
Oddly enough.
In spite of that.
Apparently they didn't watch the show. But it's going to be upstairs this time. It's going to be upstairs. They have an upstairs. It's going to be outdoor under the stars. If the stars... Well, the stars are always out.
Johnny, you're so romantic.
You just can't see them.
Really?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's going to be sunset. You know, like we're going to do the show from 4 to 5:30. And then from 5:30 to 6:30, everybody is invited out to come out there and hand out business cards. We're going to have San Diego tacos. They're going to provide the food. That'll be fun. They're alone. Is worth the trip.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a bunch of people out there, so that'll be fun. So that's going to be March 29th.
March 29th.
And that's right around the corner. So
Write it down.
Mark your calendars. And then we got a bunch of other shows coming up in the meantime. There's just so many shows coming up, and it's amazing how many people want us to come out.
Yeah, be sure to visit thetalkofsandiego.com for more information.
Right, we have the list of our upcoming shows, and I think I booked the show today somewhere, but I forget. It's all a blur. But it'll be fun. Just take a look. And we want
Too
to
many
thank
tacos.
We want to thank all of our sponsors. Number one is Low Cost Automotive. They're the guys that get me here every time. I had 5 people working on my car, couldn't fix it. Low Cost Automotive.
Taken care of.
Taken care of, like that. They're on Main Street in Chula Vista. Give them a call. Say, hey, Johnny told us to come down there. So, what else do you have coming up in the next weeks? You have another show coming up in a month or so.
That's right. April 5th, we've got some really good guests. We've got the director of exhibitions for the Menge Museum.
And where's that?
Right here in Balboa Park.
I know that.
Actually,
I was just
yes.
asking. I was right for the customers, for the listeners. I was asking. Of course,
Well,
I know where it is.
Of course you
That's
know
what I
where
meant.
it
Like,
is.
tell
Of
the
course you do.
listeners.
Yes. Balboa Park is such a beautiful place, full of art and culture and history.
And today is so nice.
Absolutely. It's a gorgeous day.
Oh, we should have done this
Almost
outdoors.
80 degrees.
We should have done this
outside.
outdoors next
We
time. You want to
should've.
take it outdoors?
Next time we'll bring a picnic.
Well,
Yeah,
after
Michael?
during the commercial, we'll drag everything out there.
Lovely.
But hey, you know what? It sounds like we're going to take a commercial break.
Okay.
And then we come back, you're going to talk to our first guest.
I'm so excited to talk to him.
And that'll be kind of fun.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is Johnny,
And this is Susanna
and you are on the Talk.
of San Diego.
$10 Mall. It has it all. That's right, $10 Mall has it all, and all for under $10. We've got men's, we've got women's, we've got kids, and accessories galore. Makeup, scarves, watches, and all? That's right, under $10. So check it out. Go to $10mall.com now and start saving today. And be sure to tell a friend and earn extra bonus points. Remember, $10 Mall has it all.
Next, your weather on the 8s, only on the Talk of San Diego.
Hi, this is Joe with Low Cost Automotive. We're located at 1421 Broadway in Chula Vista. You need batteries? We got batteries. AC Delco, one of the best batteries in the business. Hey, you need an oil change? We do oil changes. Hey, you need brakes? We do brakes as well. Hey, we also do maintenance and repair on classic vehicles. Whether it's changing your oil or changing your engine, we do it here at Low Cost Automotive. Whether you want a quiet exhaust or you want to rattle the neighborhood, we got both here at Low Cost Automotive. If you got one of these sitting in your bathtub and it needs to be rebuilt, bring it here to Low Cost Automotive. With today's cars, it's kind of like trying to solve a jigsaw puzzle. Here at Low Cost Automotive, we take the guesswork out. Hi, whether it's servicing your vehicle, maintenance, or changing your oil, we are here at 1421 Broadway in Chula Vista. Low Cost Automotive. This is Joe. Thank you.
Hi, Susanna.
Hi, Johnny.
How are you today?
I'm doing great.
Guess what I remembered to do?
Turn on your mic.
I know.
Very good.
That's 101.
It only took 30 years to figure that out.
That's it. Hey, guess what? We're back, and we are at the Nat, and that is in Balboa Park. And I understand you have lined up some exciting guests for us today.
Yes.
Tell people who our first guest is.
Our first guest is Dr. Michael Wall, Director of Biodiversity Research Center of the Californias and Vice President of Research and Public Programs for the Natural History Museum.
And in plain English?
He's pretty smart.
All right.
Yeah. So he's here to talk to us about the current exhibit now showing through June 2nd.
That's correct.
At the Nat, Dr. Entomo's Palace of Exotic Wonders. Welcome, Michael.
Thanks for having me on.
Yes, thank you. So tell us about that very intriguing title, Dr. Entomo's Palace of Exotic Wonders. What's that all about?
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of confusing if you don't even know what ento is, because it's entomology, so it's the doctor of entomology, which is entomology is the study of insects.
Is it just insects? Is it snakes? No, not snakes. I mean spiders.
So entomology is just the study of insects, but the exhibit does have all sorts of what we call terrestrial arthropods.
We noticed.
Yeah, so it's got spiders,
Big,
it's got
hairy
centipedes,
ones.
it's got, yeah, exactly, some very big, that bird
Scary
eating
things.
Goliath is, tarantula is pretty amazing. Really large. Yeah, so it's it's really styled after this circus sideshow type feel. So it's lots of primary colors, lots of exclamation points.
A lot of big posters.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Like circus posters,
yeah,
if you
exactly.
will.
Some cool classic circus posters that highlight the different kind of entomological themes that we're trying to hit on in there. Like, you know, I think one of the more humorous ones is the bug with two heads,
Yes.
you know, because it's totally the type of thing that you would expect to find at a sideshow.
At a circus sideshow, right? So it's sort of like a one part fun tiny circus, one part freak show, and one part sort of educational bug zoo.
Absolutely,
Right.
yeah, that sums it up. right there.
Yeah.
And quite a few on display.
Yes.
So you've got the whole range of bugs.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's on our wall of not so exotic wonders. That's a wall of insects, essentially. People talk about the wall of sound, the wall of insects. And there's hundreds of specimens, and the reason why it's not so exotic wonders are because they're all from our neck of the woods. So they're all from Southern California and Northern Baja, California.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay,
Yeah.
so did you have a research team go out and collect these, or
Well,
what?
the Natural History Museum has collections already. So we've got about 600,000 specimens,
Wow, that's interesting.
in our collections, and so we kind of cherry picked those collections to, put a display on for the public.
So you curated that portion of the exhibit. What was the what were the highlights that you were looking for to share?
Well, I mean, we wanted to show people that even groups that you might not think are diverse are really diverse. So we wanted to really emphasize things like that. So one example would be bees. If I ask a member of the general public, how many bees can you name from San Diego County, they would say, honeybee. Right?
Right?
What might we say next?
The Africanized killer bee.
Okay, that falls in the same categories. Honeybees as well. Bumblebee,
Oh,
maybe.
of course, yes, of course.
Carpenter bee. And then you start stretching, right? Then it's like, are there sweat bees? Yeah, there are sweat bees. But there's actually over 500 species of bees in San Diego County. So we wanted to show that there's a
So
lot
are
of
bees
out there.
dangerous?
Well, I mean, certainly the European honeybee and its Africanized, or as they say, or killer bees, as they say, relatives. But that's because those live in colonies, and they want to defend that colony. Most of our native bees are just what I call single moms, and so they would rather. They
Gotta
would rather
love those
fly
single
than
moms,
fight.
right?
They're ready to just complain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the killer ones are the ones that kind of attack in groves.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So
That's
one
fine.
bee is okay, but thousands of bees
Are not good.
Not so
that's
fun.
good.
Yeah.
So most of your samples that you have on display are basically taking off the radiators of the parking lot. The cars out there.
Yeah, license plates are really
Right.
good.
Ooh, here's one from Arizona. Let's see what they got on there.
I can't say that I haven't looked at that before. I have to admit.
What kind are you, right? Do you do that? That's funny. What must go on in your head in your environments, right?
Yep, definitely.
So you're the kind of guy that, oh, there's a spider in the house. Step, or no, let's take him outside.
Bring the jar out.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't mind killing
I'm
insects.
sorry,
That's actually part of my job description.
Squish them as fast as you can. Squish them.
Yeah.
They came into my house. Okay, that's it. Those are my ground rules. Okay.
I like to shoo them out. I'm a little more,
Not
I'm a
me.
little nicer.
So how long have you been getting into bugs?
I have.
Were you like a weird teenager? And
Well, I don't know. Not a buggy weird teenager. I was a weird teenager because I think all are weird. But
I mean, were you into bugs in your teenage years?
no, I was more of just a general nature nut, I guess you would say. I didn't really start to get into insects until I was in college, actually.
And what would you consider your biggest find in bugs? Oh my God, I can't believe I found a. Fill in the blank.
There were these, what I did my doctoral dissertation on are these stink bugs from the Solomon Islands. And for one, I described a whole bunch of new species, so about 7 or actually more than that, 13.
You discovered a new species?
Oh, yeah.
Did you name them after yourself?
No, that's...
How about like a girlfriend? Oh,
Are you
would that
allowed
be
to
cool?
name them whatever you want?
Yeah.
What did you name
I
it?
named one after my wife.
Right.
So she's got a stink
that's
bug.
so romantic.
Stinky bug.
Honey, you're like my little stink
Stink
bug.
bug, exactly.
Aw. Well, speaking of stink bugs, I think this is really funny. On their on the Nats Facebook page, they have a little quiz so that you can find out what your bug name is. And I looked at mine, and I am
Guess
a
what?
radiant stink bug.
We're going to have to
basically.
find out more about that after the break.
Oh, I'll
Yeah.
tell you more about it.
So this is Johnny,
And this is Susanna
and you're watching The Talk.
of San Diego.
The Talk of San Diego is fiercely proud to announce that we are now broadcasting live throughout all of Great Britain. Oh, good God, first the Nazis and now this.
When it comes to catering your next block party, birthday party, or wedding reception, why not go with the best? Go with San Diego Tacos, the king of all tacos. With a wide variety of authentic Mexican dishes to choose from, your next event will be muy fabuloso. So what are you waiting for? Let's get that party started. Call 619-966-8571 or go to sdtacos.com.
Coming this spring, the talk of San Diego After Dark.
Utilizing medical doctors, physical therapists, and chiropractors all working together to better your health, Silver Strand Spine and Sport is committed to providing the most personalized, integrative, and skilled physical therapy services available. With sensitivity and compassion, we work with our patients to promote physical rehabilitation in a professional and caring environment. Located on Palm Avenue in Imperial Beach, we offer South Bay the finest care for all your physical needs. For an appointment, call 619-575-8887.
Hey, guess what, Suzanne?
Guess what?
I forgot to turn the mic on. 101. Hey, you know what? Last night, just real quick, we were, keep your seats, keep your seats. We were invited out to the Reuben H. Fleet Museum last night. And if you're into trains, oh man, I gotta tell you, they got this thing, and it's a train movie, and it's in 70 millimeter IMAX.
Wow.
And it's on film. Nowadays they're doing it on digital, but these guys did it on film. Man, you think you're there. You actually think you're there, and you're following this train. They did the train from British Columbia to Montreal, Canada. And it took them like years to do it. Hundreds of people died. You know, at least 2 people died doing that. And like in the wintertime, here's one thing we didn't count on. Winter. And they show these pictures of train cars just caked in ice. But the IMAX, I mean, you just try to sit right in the middle. And they have this helicopter flying over the train. Woo! Oh, man, it's so cool. And just the vistas, it's worth the trip.
Yeah.
Of course, we got in for free because we have our TV show, The Talk
of San Diego.
Yeah, so they invited us down there. But if you get a chance, if you don't have your own TV show, go down there anyway and tell them, hey, can we see this movie?
All right, well, we're back.
We
with,
are back. We're
Dr.
back.
Michael Wall. We're going to talk a little more about
bugs and his bug names. The bug name.
Yes, the bug name.
Yeah.
The bug name, of course. So it turns out that I'm a radiant stink bug,
Ooh.
according to this little
Right.
species here.
And what's the criteria? How do you do that again?
So, what's your birth month?
That would be February.
February.
Oh, so you're a stink
You're a
bug
stink
too.
bug
You're
too.
Februarous.
Okay.
Very good, very good. And your last name starts with an N?
Okay, yeah.
So you're a humble stink bug.
A humble thing. And that's the best name.
Yeah.
Is that a good one?
Oh, yeah.
It's Fetichorus reverens.
It's not like picking out your porn name, right? You know about
It's
that?
kind of like that.
Is
Yeah,
it?
it's actually kind of like that.
What's your porn name?
I don't know yet.
It's the name.
haven't figured
it's
it out.
The street you grew up on, and your first pet's name.
Too much work. Don't want to.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine would
don't
be-
remember the street name.
I'd be Dandy Canfield.
Nice.
The dog Dandy, who grew
Yeah.
up in Canfield, so Dandy Canfield
Danny
would be mine.
Canfield.
I'd be
That's gonna.
Poochie Walnut. It's a nice one.
It is. Hey, on the main stage. Put your hands together for Poochie Walnut.
I'm Sammy Winchester. Now that I think about it.
All right, that's more. And how many
It
books?
doesn't sound very important.
How many books have you published, Sammy? That's a literate. That's a writer's name. That should be your
Yeah,
pen
it
name.
sounds like that, right?
Right,
Yeah.
okay.
Well,
But
we
that-
are trying to bring a little culture into the talk scene.
Exactly, but that's not the reason we called, is it?
No.
No.
So,
Talking to the doctor.
continuing here.
Right.
So in the descriptive of the, the show descriptive, we hear note the treacherous techniques that these creepy crawlies employ for their own survival. Tell us what types of treacherous techniques.
Yeah, so, I mean, every display has kind of a different, focuses on one of those different techniques, and one of the ones that I like the most is, it talks about insects is toxic chemical factories. They make these chemicals to defend themselves, and there are these things called vinegaroons or whip scorpions, and they've got this that looks like this really long, thin tail coming out of their rear end. Otherwise, they kind of look like a scorpion. And that tail actually squirts out acetic acid, which is what vinegar is. And so if they're threatened by a predator, they'll whip this and squirt, essentially.
And it blinds them temporarily or something? Or is it poisonous?
It irritates them dramatically. I mean, it's really concentrated. So
what would it do to us?
If it got up into your nose, it would burn, you know, it would stink, it wouldn't be pleasant. I've caught one out in the wild, and it didn't get me in the face, but it got me on the hand, and it didn't burn, it just stunk really bad, you know. And then millipedes fall in the same category, except they ooze out.
You have a really disgusting millipede down there. I saw
huge,
that. Yes,
giant.
it's huge and it's creepy and weird and awesome.
But they're herbivores, so they eat plants. And they're really kind of docile and gentle. But if you irritate them, they will ooze out this what's the equivalent to cyanide. I mean, it's a cyanide-based compound. So again, pretty good deterrent for eating something.
But it's poison to some bugs, but not poison to others, right?
There actually are some insects that can feed on millipedes. So, and that's a very
or like the viceroy butterfly.
Right. Well, the monarch butterfly,
right.
Yeah, is the one that accumulates the chemicals from the milkweed plant, and then if a bird tries to eat it, it gets sick.
But some bugs can eat it.
Yes, some bugs can eat it, and other bugs can't
exactly.
eat it.
So it's all tailored to who's going to try to eat them.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Interesting. And so, out of all of those animals, which one is your favorite? Tell us why.
Right now, I always change. I'm very fickle about which insect is my favorite insect. But right now, my favorite
like
insect. Right? Yeah, it's common.
Bug of the week.
What's my bug this week?
The bug of the week this week for Michael is what's called a Jerusalem cricket, or some people call them potato bugs. Yeah. It's the most common question that we get at the Natural History Museum. They look like giant termites almost, so really weird and alien looking. And we have some of those down in there, and we made a graphic novel to go along with it that talks about the life cycle of the Jerusalem cricket and these horsehair worms that parasitize them. And so it's this really crazy story of the parasite essentially turning the cricket into a zombie and driving it towards water. So there's kind of a Walking Dead feel to it.
Fun.
Yeah.
Very popular these days.
Yeah,
The Walking
exactly.
Dead.
The zombies.
So are there opportunities for us to kind of interact or have them crawl on us or anything? Can we get in there?
Well, you can if you come on the right day.
Okay.
And the right day is to come on Sundays. I think the first Sunday that we're gonna start this is on March 10th.
March 10th.
Yep. And those are six-legged Sundays.
Six-legged Sundays.
Yeah, exactly. And there will be either I will be there or another entomologist from our staff will be there. We'll have hissing cockroaches and any sort of critters that we can find that are user-friendly for people to handle if they want to. And then we'll have lots of other fun activities, including like we're going to be showing Pixar's A Bug's Life in our theater, and then lots of educational, kind of family-friendly activities for folks.
Are you going out looking for new bugs anytime soon?
The museum actually is going to be having an expedition down into Baja California, just south of Las Cruces, later in October.
Well, be sure to name one after the Talk of San Diego.
Oh, absolutely.
Doctor, we want to thank you for coming in. We appreciate it. This Dr. Entomologue runs from when to when?
It's already open right now, and it will continue to be open until June 2nd.
Fantastic. And you can find out about it if you go to the website.
That's SDANHM.org, San Diego Natural History.
Thank you, sir. We will be right back. This is Johnny.
And this is Susanna.
On the Talk
of San Diego.
Stay tuned for National Lampoon's Amish Vacation, right after a word from our sponsor.
If you go to Wikipedia and look up the word lasagna, it's defined as a wide, flat pasta shape and refers to a dish made with this type of pasta with different sauces and baked in the oven. But if you come to Giant Pizza King, we define it as a hot, delicious blend of fresh handmade pasta, garden fresh tomato sauce, spicy Italian sausage, along with a secret blend of spices handed down from generation to generation, combined with the finest Italian cheeses, all to make it the best lasagna in Imperial Beach. So what are you waiting for? Look at that! That's Giant Pizza King in Imperial Beach with not one, but 2 convenient locations to serve you.
Sausage you want! Sausage! You want it? Going one.
Okay, because in Harley Davidson, they have it all. Even you can find like clothes for your kids, for all the family. And now Larry will show us a little bit more about it.
Well, welcome to our children's section of apparel here at Sweetwater Harley Davidson. If you're ready to start a family and you want them to come right out of the chute styling and getting ready to be another Harley rider, we highly suggest bringing your youngsters over here. And at any given time, I guarantee while their parents are in here shopping for bikes, the kids are kicking it over here, enjoying a lot of the stuffed animals and whatnot.
Okay, well, I know you have something for the pets too.
Oh, I heard someone singing there in the background. Hey, Susanna.
Hello, Johnny.
This is Johnny.
And this is Susanna.
And you want to tell people where we are?
We are at the Natural History Museum.
Well, that's pretty cool.
In Balboa Park.
I know. And you have a lovely, lovely young lady sitting next to you.
Yes, I do.
Would you like to tell the listening and viewing audience who that lovely young lady is?
Yes. So, Miss Kim Richards is a lovely woman who actually knows a lot about science. I mean, since we're here at the Natural History Museum, she knows about technology, engineering, math, and art.
Well, that makes sense, so we should have her here.
Of course.
Yeah.
So she's an advocate for the STEM to STEAM movement. She's going to tell us a little bit about that. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Susanna.
So tell us about what is STEM to STEAM.
So STEM to STEAM is something that is a little bit of a new concept. STEM is getting a little more attention now. The State of the Union address a couple weeks ago, the president's talking about it. Like you said, it's science, technology, engineering, and math. Mm-hmm. It's all of that left brain stuff. Mm-hmm. And so the A, making it STEAM, adds the arts. So really the idea is to make sure we don't forget about the arts and know that they are integrated and an important part of STEM education.
And the goal is to integrate it as a part of the core curriculum in education?
That's right. Well, and across all curriculum, but in this case, it's talking about the science, technology, engineering, and math. So it doesn't include every piece of the curriculum, but the technical sort of left brain side that we talk about often, and the need for innovation and all of these things we're talking about now, and making sure our kids are well prepared for the future, and thinking innovatively and creatively. So that's really at the core of what STEAM is, and just more of an awareness, I think, at this point.
And we're living in a very new era now, where solutions have to be creative now. We have the social media, we have a very sort of global community now, where you can be talking to somebody in Japan, instantly on Skype, and so ideas aren't just you can do more collaboration, and so I see this as part of that. Is that?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
And opening up kids' minds, and not, as we say in education, teaching to the test, and encouraging kids to tinker and play and imagine and try things on for size, and be okay with failing.
So is this becoming popular on a national level, it sounds like,
yes,
but also international? Is there a movement
there are things going on internationally. My focus, there's so much happening here in the United States that I haven't been able to go much outside of that yet, but what's happening across the country is really phenomenal.
Tell us about that. What's happening
It's
across the
only
country?
it's only been a couple of years now since it really started taking off. Some of the large national agencies like NEA, NSF.
That's the National Endowment for the Arts.
And the
NSF?
National Science Foundation, and then the National Endowment for Humanities. So they were sort of the starting point in getting these groups together back in 2010. RISD, which is the Rhode Island School of Design, obviously in Rhode Island. The president, John Maida, has been a huge proponent and big on the policy side in Rhode Island. And basically the rest of the country is catching on now, including San Diego.
And do you see a movement happen? I mean, do you see it progressing? Has it taken stride? What's the result so far?
So just a couple weeks ago now, Valentine's Day in fact, they held a hearing, a STEAM caucus actually on the Hill. So representatives from all over the country, Susan Davis from here in San Diego, Congresswoman Bonamici from Oregon, lots of people were out there, and people from industry talking about what this means and why we should be thinking in terms of policy change and making sure that STEAM and arts are in the forefront. So it's taking a national stage, certainly movement. In the city of Chicago just launched an initiative. There's things going out in Texas, and here we're doing a lot as well. So.
And how did you get involved in all of this? Were you a science gal? Were you an artist? What's your background?
Well, I am a pianist, so I do have more the liberal arts side to me. And then I got I'm a communications major, and then got into biotech. So I was in corporate biotech, corporate communications for a long time. And when I stepped out on my own 2 years ago, I knew that I wanted to keep the science, but I love arts and education and very passionate about keeping that alive. So long story short, I found a way to keep it all together, and now I'm focusing all of my energy on the intersection between art, science, and education. So STEAM was an absolute perfect fit, and I came in at the right time because it's really, it's just
you're
now
right on the
starting.
pulse of it right
Exactly.
now.
Exactly.
It's yeah, definitely. And so was there an aha moment that you said, wow, I need to dedicate my life to this now, this is what I need to do?
For sure. Which moment that was, I can't remember at the moment, but yeah, no, there was.
Or maybe it was like a series of experiences that brought you to that realization.
Yeah, I think it was just getting to know this community because, I was involved in biotech for so long. I was sort of isolated from a lot of the community organizations that are just thriving here in San Diego. I had no idea. So spending about a year just nonstop connecting, networking, one-on-one meetings. It was a buildup of, wow, this is really phenomenal, and
it's an exciting time for that movement.
It is,
right?
It is, and we're such a great example here in San Diego too. The arts and culture scene, science and biotech. We have all the education institutions. So.
Where do you think we line up on a national level? Are we leading? Are we on the forefront?
I think we're in the forefront for sure. We're UCSD Extension, who I've partnered with on STEAM Connect, which I know we'll get to, but the guy who runs the K through 16 program at Abeta has been really involved in STEAM for a couple of years, trademarked STEAM, and has been connecting with groups for those full 2 years. So he's already been out there, and me coming in this last year to sort of bring the group together has given us that chance to really make some change and connect across lots of different states. So.
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a break in just a few minutes, and we'll get back to more about that STEAM Connect sort of movement.
Can you stick around?
Are you okay to stick around a little longer?
I will stick around. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Great. Thank you.
That's what we like to hear, huh?
Absolutely.
I know. So this is Johnny.
And this is Susanna.
And you are watching and listening to the talk
of San Diego.
Be sure to check out our website to see if your city has been chosen to host the Talk of San Diego Talk Show when it hits the open road on its upcoming summer road trip. If you go to Wikipedia and look up the word lasagna, it's defined as a wide, flat pasta shape and refers to a dish made with this type of pasta with different sauces and baked in the oven. But if you come to Giant Pizza King, we define it as a hot, delicious blend of fresh handmade pasta, garden fresh tomato sauce, spicy Italian sausage, along with a secret blend of spices handed down from generation to generation, combined with the finest Italian cheeses, all to make it the best lasagna in Imperial Beach. So what are you waiting for? Look at that! That's Giant Pizza King in Imperial Beach with not one, but 2 convenient locations to serve you.
Sausage you want? Sausage! You want it? Going one.
The Talk of San Diego would like to inform our viewing audience it's not advisable to watch too much of the Talk of San Diego at one time. We're being told it gives some people that ice cream headache effect. So you're better off watching no more than 10 or 12 minutes at any given time. Okay? Okay. Back to the program. But just a little bit, not too much.
Hey, Susanna.
Hi, Johnny.
Guess what?
You turned your mic on this time.
Exactly, in
I'm
time,
very
too.
happy.
Now, I've got a little quiz for you.
Okay.
Okay, we've been here for how long? At least an hour.
40 minutes.
Yeah, well, I mean you and I for the show.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
an
now,
hour.
without peeking, we're here at the NAT, if you will, but we're in their special boardroom. What's the name of that special boardroom that they have? They gave it a name. There's a name to the boardroom.
It's the Room of Special People.
Yeah, that's it.
Mhm.
Otherwise known as the J.W. Sefton boardroom.
Yeah, we got to give props to the people that help donate and
We-
support these organizations, of
We
course.
have to.
Absolutely.
We support the arts, don't we?
Yes.
That's what we're here
it's
for.
very important.
And if you call in, the lines are now open. If you call in, you get a free tote bag. Yeah.
From the NAT.
No, from us. Yeah. Simply.
As soon as we order those up.
Well, there's like a 2-week waiting time because of the flooding in Mumbai, and they can't ship them out. But it's on the way. But again, that's not the reason we called. You have a lovely young lady next to you.
I do,
And she's talking about, is it stem cell research we're talking about?
It's not stem cell
Not in this
research.
case.
Not quite, not
No.
quite.
Okay.
It's the STEM to STEAM movement.
Right.
And
So I was completely wrong.
you were totally off, but you're cute.
Next time I'll pay attention.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I was out in the parking lot, to be honest with you.
It's fine.
But I'll pay attention.
He's doing the remote control version.
Yeah, so here, go ahead and... no, go ahead, talk. I don't care. Go ahead, talk. Go ahead.
Pretend I'm not here.
Yeah.
So, Kim, welcome back, and we're talking about the STEM to STEAM movement. It's sort of this movement to create these well-rounded global citizens with using imagination and skills to conquer new challenges creatively. I got that from the website.
You said it well.
Thank you.
I was so far off. So far off.
Tell us about STEAM Connect. What is that?
So STEAM Connect is our initiative here in San Diego. It's just about a year old. We just renamed it actually, and it's what I mentioned earlier about the UCSD Extension. It's the partnership with them to try to bring this community together and really provide that platform to connect and communicate, collaborate, learn from each other, and all that.
What
good
is that
stuff.
platform? You meet regularly? You're meeting weekly? How does that happen?
So now we're doing quarterly networking events. We've had 4 so far, and it's been growing exponentially. It's really, it's exciting for me to see the energy in the room and the diversity of people in the room. And
who's invited to these events?
Anyone who is touching arts, science, and education in any way. So it's a broad range, and I like to see a cross-section of all of them if possible, but anywhere from arts and science related nonprofits, institutions.
Would we be invited?
You would certainly, and you I think have come.
How can we be invited if somebody were a listener were interested? Who do they contact you? Do they go to the website?
Contacting me is a good start for sure, and our website is up now, which is a good starting point for connecting people beyond just the networking events.
And what's that?
And that is steamconnect.org.
Okay, steamconnect.org. Write that down if you want to be invited to these quarterly events. And
my information's on there too, so you can find me in the team section.
And it's an EA instead of an EE.
Yes, that's correct.
That's right. That's the arts that we're adding in
Right,
here, the A
right.
for the arts. So you're inviting people from the arts and culture community to these events, and what happens when you get there?
And teachers, anywhere from teachers to administrators, county level administrators. There's business community coming in some ways through Connect. Biocom Institute here is very passionate about incorporating the arts and making sure their STEM programs are reflecting the arts. So what's happening is at first we started just as a networking event and wanting to give people the space to talk, and then we realized we needed to bring a little more to the table, a little more value, and really to help answer some of the questions that keep coming up about what is STEAM? What are you talking about? I barely know what STEM is. Why are you trying to add another letter? So in the effort of providing a little more education, we're bringing in panelists and speakers to share what they're doing and how they're using STEAM, how they think of STEAM, and what it looks like in their organization or institution. So, for instance, last time we had USD come and talk about their new STEAM Masters program they're getting ready to launch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's
Duluth
great.
Smith here from right here in the park at the Youth Symphony.
The Youth Symphony.
He talked about their 5-year-long collaborative study looking at the impact that music has on the brain. They're working with the UCSD.
Well, music is a very mathematical.
It is.
It's very mathematical. It's very actually left brain, and then there's the passion behind it that gets the creative side going.
Exactly. So, and then Nan Renner, also from out of Balboa Park now, she's running the Art of Science Learning Project, the incubator project that's up and running. She spoke as well. So,
sorry to cut you off.
That's okay.
What would you like to see happen in the next 5 years? What's the goal here?
The goal is really to.
We have about a minute.
Okay. The goal for me and for Ed, the whole organization, we want to first focus on the region and make sure that we're giving our community here what they need to move this forward and to give them the tools they need to incorporate the arts and make sure that we're thinking in an integrated way. The second piece is, for me, which I've been working on for the last year, is connecting us with other organizations throughout the country. So I'm connecting with RISD in a couple of weeks. I've talked to people all across California.
RISD was
Texas.
the Rhode Island.
Right.
So you let us know whatever we can do to help out.
Yes,
definitely. Yeah, I'm going to keep you all posted. It's moving fast and furious right now, and I'm brewing up a big STEAM conference for next year that has not happened yet.
Do you know when next year that would happen?
Ideally the first quarter, if not spring for sure.
Well, we want to thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
We're going to have to take a break now.
Thank you for having me.
And this is Johnny.
And this is Susanna.
And this is the talk
of San Diego.
If you're still deciding on baby names, the Talk of San Diego would make for an interesting conversation starting name for any lucky boy or girl. Pizza Bella, also known as the best-kept secret in Old Town, isn't exactly located in the heart of Old Town, but you'll definitely travel a little out of the heart to taste and experience their deliciousness. Pizza Bella offers an authentic Italian cuisine where you can sample a variety of popular Italian dishes, from their traditional spaghetti or stuffed tortellini to their cheesy bread and their award-winning pizza. Established in 1970, Pizza Bella has won numerous awards. Pizza Bella, located at 2707 Congress Street in Old Town, San Diego. To make a reservation, call 619-692-4333 or go to pizzabellasd.com.
It's not a tumor. It's not a tumor.
In business as in life, you have only one chance to make a good impression. And your business card is your first impression when making that all-important call, whether it's sales or service. Do me a favor. Take your business card out of your wallet, your purse, or pick that one up that's sitting on your desk. How does it look? Does it say everything you want to say about you? Is it the first impression you want to leave? The only first impression you'll ever have? If not, give D'Amico Printers a call. They'll make sure you shine in the heaven of mediocrity. Even if it's just time to update your card or stationery, add your Facebook, your Twitter, your LinkedIn address, D'Amico is the place to go for all your printing needs. For more information, call 619-649-0004. Mention the Talk of San Diego when placing your order for our internet special.
Hey, Susanna.
Hi, Johnny.
Guess what?
What?
We're back.
We're back.
And you want to tell people where we are?
We are at the NAT, the Natural History Museum.
I know.
Yep, beautiful Balboa Park.
Beautiful. You couldn't be any more beautiful today.
It's really a gorgeous
Not
day.
a cloud in the sky. If you're listening, if you're watching, today is March 1st.
Yes.
2013.
A day like this is the reason why people fly to San Diego.
Postcard.
Postcard day.
Why people live here, too.
Yeah.
You see that weather on the East Coast? Oh, my God, it's miserable.
Yeah, miserable.
Boston, 40 inches of snow. That's right here. That's the top of the table right here, 40 inches at least. Imagine walking out your door and have to go through
Having to shovel that out.
40 inches of snow, even 2 inches.
Yeah, long live San Diego.
But guess what? We don't have to.
Let's go to the beach.
Now, I noticed either the young lady that you had here a minute ago has put on a different outfit, or you have a different guest.
We have a new guest.
Ooh,
yes.
Would you like to interview that? What do you want to do? Introduce.
Yes.
As I mentioned to you before, I speak at a 3rd grade reading level. So, if you could introduce our next guest.
Yes, of course. Our next guest is Matt D'Arrigo. He's the CEO, founder of an organization called A Reason to Survive. The acronym is ARTS. It's an amazing organization that not only heals emotional wounds, nurtures creativity for San Diego's most vulnerable young people, but also inspires me and each and every one of us to become better people.
That's what I need every morning when I get up. A reason to live.
A reason to survive.
A reason to survive.
ARTS.
Oh, okay, then my bad. It's a reason to live on my part, but a reason to survive. Okay.
Yes, that's right. And actually, if you go to VanguardCulture.com, we selected.
This is my Bible.
Oh, thank you. We selected A Reason to Survive as our cause of the quarter, so you can go to our website and learn a little more about that, and of course visit areasontosurvive.org.
A monthly cause, if you will.
To know a little more about it.
It takes a lot of weight off my shoulders, because I was the cause for all these months and years, but now
you are a cause.
We have our own cause of the month, and that's our new guest.
Be the cause of the month.
That's right. So, Matt, thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes. Okay, I want you to take us back to the beginning of this organization. Take us back to 1992. I know it was a tough year.
Yeah. I was a freshman in college, and at that time in my life, even before that, quite honestly, I was lost. You know, I wasn't a strong student. I was involved with a lot of self-destructive behavior, and I was just trying to find my way in the world. And then
that's a familiar story at that age.
Yeah, I was lost is the best word. And then my mother and my sister were both diagnosed with cancer within about 4 or 5 months of each other.
Wow.
And I was a freshman in college studying art, and so took that next year off. To help, but also because I wasn't a strong student. It was the best choice for me. And it was a year that changed my life. It put everything in perspective, during that year, I used to go up to my bedroom and close the door and paint and listen to music every day. And that was my escape, and that was my therapy. And towards the end of my mother's illness, we had her on hospice, and it all just came to me one day that this is what I want to do with my life. I want to provide that same opportunity to kids who are facing their own struggles.
What kind of art and what kind of music were inspiring to you?
I was oil painting, and I was listening to the Grateful Dead, which I still do today.
There you go.
And actually, one of their songs inspired the name of the organization. I was, in that one day, it all came to me. I said, well, what would I call the organization? And
bang on the table.
There was a song by the Grateful Dead called "Touch of Grey," and it says, "I will get by."
Exactly. That when I moved here to San Diego, that was on the they were playing it on rotation. I'm going, man, I just moved from there, and now I'm here all by myself. But you know what? I will survive.
I will get by. I will survive. I said, wow, the arts give me a reason to survive. And then the acronym was ARTS, and I was like,
perfect.
It's my purpose. It's meant to be. And so that's how it all started.
So painting and music became your refuge during this time, and that inspired you to create arts and provide a creative outlet for young people that were also dealing with their own personal crises. Now, fast forward 20 years, right?
Yeah.
And you now have, this organization now has 3 core programs which annually serve 5,000 young people from ages 3 to 22. You work with 42 partner organizations, including hospitals, foster care agencies, homeless and domestic violence shelters. The list goes on and on. Did you ever imagine that your reach could grow to help so many people?
By being a troubled teenager.
Right. Well, nobody thought that. I thought so, but a lot of other people didn't.
Huh.
And
you were sure from the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, even there's still so much more to do and that I want to do. It's really, I'm an artist. I dream big. I'm an idealist. And we're actually thinking what's the most efficient and effective way that we know what we're doing here? How can we share that knowledge to spread it and teach and train others to do it so we can have an even greater impact?
So you see what is that vision? You see yourself global.
Yeah. Start national, but I think right now we've gotten a lot of interest from people who are interested in what we do. And so what we're doing is we're packaging what we do. So we've recently realigned our mission to provide, to support, and to advocate for arts programs that heal, inspire, empower youth. So we provide, that's our direct services, we work with youth. We're developing these support services like trainings, consultation, coaching to help others do what we do.
Okay.
And then take an active role in advocacy about the importance of the arts in kids' lives. So it's a more holistic
Not just
approach.
for your own organization, though.
No.
You're advocating others.
Yeah, we want to work beyond our own walls. That's where you really create a movement.
That's
we can only do so much as a single organization.
Right.
But if we can help others and we can empower others, inspire others to do the work, that's how we see our growth.
And you guys are on the Facebook, right?
We are on the Facebook.
Yes, sir.
The Facebook, the one and only.
Yep.
Right. Where would we find you?
A Reason to Survive.
Right.
The arts page.
Yep. The arts
Like
page.
us.
Like us.
Like
us on Facebook.
Love you.
They should have a love button.
I know.
Yeah, I would love it. I would. But I'm engaged. I can't do that. So you recently shared an amazing success with a young girl named Inocente. Do you want to tell us about her?
Well, before you tell us about her, I'm sure it's going to be longer than a 15-second story, right?
Yes.
Because we're going to take a break. We hate to get in the middle of the story.
Okay, great.
And then take a break.
Can you stick around?
I can definitely stick around.
We'll validate your parking if you do.
Well, then definitely stick around.
Fantastic. Hey, Susanna, guess what?
Taking a break?
We are going to take a break.
Okay.
And this is Johnny.
And this is Susanna.
And you are experiencing
The Talk.
That's My Line of San Diego.
Bye-bye.
Closed captioning for the Talk of San Diego provided by Sweetwater Harley Davidson in National City. Nothing rides like a Harley.
Next, your weather on the 8s, only on the Talk of San Diego.
I smell vermin, poontang. Well, the last time I saw a mouth like that, it had a hook in it.
So, what brings you to this nape of the woods, neck of the wave? How come you're here?
Freeze, Gopher! Hey, you want to make $14 the hard way?
Wait up, girls. I got a salami I gotta hide still.
No more slacking off.
I'll slack you off, you fussy little foreigner. You beast. You savage. Come on, bark like a dog for me. Bark like a dog. I will teach you the meaning of the word respect.
The Zen philosopher Basho once wrote, "A flute with no holes is not a flute."
You're going to feel like a kid again the moment you walk in the door of the Royal Candy Castle. Located in the heart of old downtown La Mesa, you'll find everything from gummies to bubblegum, nostalgic to diabetic. Willy Wonka would kill to live here. If you love candy, you'll lose your mind going over the aisles of candy, and more candy. So if you have a sweet tooth that can only be filled by the sweetest candy in town, stop into the Royal Candy Castle on La Mesa Boulevard or order online at royalcandycastle.com. The next time you're in Imperial Beach, you've got to stop in at Jersey Boys Diner, where East meets West. Jersey Boys Diner has everything from Philly cheesesteaks to chicken fried steaks. Breakfast, lunch, or dinner, the boys have got you covered. Along with snacks, cookies, and the coldest beer in town, you'll feel right at home whether you're a transplant or a local. Jersey Boys Diner is located at 875 Seacoast Drive, Imperial Beach. We'll see you there.
Hey, guess what, Susanna?
What, Johnny?
We're back.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we're back here at the Nat. And,
which is the Natural History Museum.
Right, they were nice enough to invite us. This is almost like a home away from home for us on the talk
of San Diego.
There you go, a little slow on the cue there. But we've done a couple of exhibits out here. We did the chocolate. Oh, who doesn't love chocolate? I do. And we did the horse. The horse was out here, and we also did the Titanic. That was like our first episode here in San Diego. The lovely Andrea was my lovely co-host. I had to fire her because she was stealing stuff. But she did a lovely show on the Titanic, and that's up on our website.
I'm a pen thief. Does that count?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and do you chew them? Do you chew on them?
I chew. Yeah.
Hey, we have a gentleman with us.
Yes.
Would you like to tell us that gentleman's name?
This is Matt Dorico from A Reason to Survive.
And I understand that he brought us several recipes. Is that true, Matt?
This is now a cooking show, apparently.
Oh, my bad.
Not today. I don't have any recipes today.
But he has an organization that he started as a troubled youth, as I did with the Talk of San Diego 35 years ago. I'm still troubled, but you have blossomed this organization, if you will, to 5,000 people, did you say?
About 5,000 kids a year.
Wow. A year?
Yeah.
And you've been doing this for 20 years.
12 years.
12 years. My math is not that great, but Susanna, it's...
Well, it's been 20 years since the sort of idea
I was going with 5,000 kids for 12 years. So what does that work?
60,000.
That's a lot of kids.
Yeah.
And we've grown over those years.
Sure.
We've got different programs.
You'll probably start to groan after you watch this show, too.
Yeah.
I hope so, yeah. So, before the break, we started to touch on a young lady named Inocente.
Right.
Tell us about her.
Well, we met Inocente when she was 12, just going on 13, and she came to us, and she was, her background was she was homeless for 9 years, abused, and her dad had abducted her from Mexico, and so she was undocumented at the time, and but she was an artist. She walked through our door in a rainbow tutu and her face painted and red Chuck Taylors. I knew that she was really the exact type of girl that I had created the organization for. And so that was our first introduction to her. And then a couple of years ago, these filmmakers, these documentary filmmakers.
This is Sean Fine and Andrea Nix Fine.
Yes. Okay. They approached us. They were looking to do a new film, and they were looking for a young woman who was using art and creativity to build resiliency. And they asked if I had any young women in the program. I said, well, I've got numerous ones. And we started talking about it. I think I know who you're looking for. And so I had them They said, can we talk to her on the phone? I said, well, no, I think you should fly out and just meet her. And they came out and spent a week without cameras and just hung out with her and hung out with our program.
And were they as instantly enamored? And
yeah, I mean, Sean will tell you, he was like,
inspired?
he didn't let on at the time, but he was like, as soon as he saw her, he was like, this is our girl.
Yeah.
And he said, when I saw her visually, she was like a rainbow with legs.
She is.
Yeah. And then as they got to know her, beyond the visual, they were just saw what we saw in her. And so then the film.
So they followed her for a couple of years, right?
Yeah, it was mostly
Filming
over like the course of a year.
Okay.
And she was. Luckily, at the time, she was getting ready for an art show at our art center, and so they kind of made that the story. And then to cap it off, the ending of the film, they came back and did this kind of, it's almost like a dream sequence. So over about 2 years, the film was being made, and then it got shelved a couple of times. We didn't think it was going to see the light of day because we ran out of funding, and other producers came on. This company called Shine Global, which is a nonprofit film company, and started moving forward, and we started gaining steam and winning awards at film festivals.
And tell us what happened this past Sunday.
We went to this event up in LA. It's called
one event?
The Oscar. Is that right? Oscars?
The Oscars.
Yeah.
I think they call it the Oscars.
Was that on TV or anything? Was that televised? Did we?
Yeah, but
Yes.
not a lot of people see it. I think like a billion maybe see it.
That's not a lot of people.
No, but yeah, because the world's pretty big.
So they give you this little tchotchke,
Yeah.
right?
And I understand you were
And it's
involved
really
with that.
heavy.
Is it really heavy?
Yeah, it's really heavy.
How heavy is it?
It was
5 pounds?
Innocente woke up the next day. She's like, my arms hurt. Because those Oscars or something like that.
Or was it from patting yourself on the back?
Yeah, a little bit of both. Everybody patting each other on the back.
Right. So the film wins an Oscar,
which is truly. I mean, I still get emotional
Wow.
thinking about it.
They didn't hand it out during the luncheon, did they?
No, it was live on TV in front of 1 billion people, and that was probably my most memorable moment. Was because you go and you're like, it doesn't matter, we're nominated. It's an honor to be nominated.
right? But no, it's cool to win.
Just leading up, because you know when you're going to be, when the category's announced, and like you get up to like 3 before, and you're just like, I was sick to my stomach.
So tell me what was going on in your mind, like the second that they were ripping open the envelope.
I was preparing.
What was happening in your brain?
I was preparing to hear, and the Oscar goes to, and there's another great film called Open Heart. I'm like preparing for that. So I'm like,
Okay.
Oh, they suck. They didn't have a chance.
or Mondays Every Scene was another great one. And so I'm like, okay. And then my mind just went blank. And as soon as they said, and the Oscar goes to Innocente, I was like,
Did you just jump to your feet?
we all jumped up. And I watched it on TV replay because I could swear, I'm surprised you couldn't hear me screaming.
Were you the one that tripped?
No, I was the one that was screaming. Everybody turned around to look at me because I was, and then we just broke down and just, we started crying.
Yeah.
I get emotional now.
And Innocente did really well. She held herself very well, very
Yeah.
composed young woman.
I mean, it's just amazing. And that was so proud.
Yeah.
See her up there with Sean and Andrea and Jeff, the editor, and just see how composed she was. And from that little 12-year-old girl in tutu to like looking at this young woman.
She looks like a very beautiful, young, composed woman. And
she is. And
very
she's handling it
sure of
all very well.
herself.
And she deserves this Oscar. Sean and Andrea deserve it. Innocente deserves it for putting herself out there,
Right.
putting her story out there, and having the courage. Because not a lot of kids would do that.
So tell us how we can get involved in your organization, how we can help.
Sure. There is, our website's at reasonssurvive.org. We serve, as we said, thousands of kids. So Innocente is the face of those kids.
Just one. So
one of
many more stories.
Many stories.
Go to reasontosurvive.org.
Go to our Facebook page. We're in the middle of doing a campaign so that we can serve more kids, and that's all on the website. You can call our office, 619-297-ARTS, 2787.
Okay.
And but the best thing is just go to our website. All different ways you can get involved.
Well, Matt, we've been doing this show for the last 2 months now, and you're the first Oscar winner we've had on the show.
Well, I'm proud of that.
We want to appreciate that.
And the arts community is very proud of you, Matt. You're doing great work.
The love that we've come back to, just from like March 26th will be Innocente Esgar Day in San Diego, and just it's a beautiful thing.
But we got to take a break.
Okay.
Well, thanks a lot. And this is Johnny.
And this is Susanna.
On the Talk
of San Diego.
Hello, ladies. Are you tired of shaving, plucking, and tweezing? Well, now you don't have to. All thanks to the new in-home Talk of San Diego Tweeze, Pull, and Pluck. Yes, the new Talk of San Diego Tweeze, Pull, and Pluck. Within minutes of calling our 24-hour hotline, one of our trained pluckers is dispatched and on their way to tweeze, pluck, or pull, whatever your needs require. So, if you're tired of all that wanted or unwanted body hair, give us a call and leave the plucking to us. Not associated with Pluck City Easy Pluck Incorporated. Next, your weather on the 8s, only on the Talk of San Diego. The Adventurous. Do you need a break? The Adventurous. Time to kick back and relax? The Adventurous. Searching for an unbelievable place for your next corporate event? The Adventurous. Have a birthday, graduation, reunion coming up? The Adventurous. Up for the wedding of a lifetime? The Adventurous. For more information on how you can book the cruise of a lifetime, go to adventurous.us or call 619-781-7100.
The Talk of San Diego. Don't drown, look around. Bumper stickers are now available at most Zippy's taco stands and at Airport Terminal 2.
It sounds like us. Are we back?
Yes, we're back.
We are back. Hey, Susanna.
Hi, Johnny.
Are you having fun today?
I'm having a lot of fun today.
I am having
Got
a
some
blast.
Great guests.
And we're having a fun time down here at the museum,
The Natural History Museum, the NET.
the NAT, and we went through the museum, didn't we?
Yes, we did, and we saw a lot of creepy crawlies.
Paper
and
calls. That's exactly what I was going to call it.
Creepy crawlies.
We're connected here.
Uh-huh.
You're our new cultural correspondent.
That's right,
if
for
you will.
Vanguard Culture on the Talk of San Diego.
I know, and people can go find out about the Vanguard Cultural.
VanguardCulture.com.
Whatever. And
Whatever, me.
And whatever do you do on there?
Yes, we're promoting weekly snapshots of the best, most inspiring, most exciting, and memorable arts and culture events in San
And what
Diego.
kind of film do you use? And what ISO do you use? And is it color? Is it black and white? Is it transparency?
Snapshot, not so much photography,
Is it
more like a
Polaroid?
sampling.
Or
It's a sampling.
Oh, a sampling
Yes.
of what's going on.
Of the buffet style.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like buffets. Do you know of any good buffets here in San Diego? Hometown
No,
buffet
do
is pretty
you?
good.
The Indian buffet in Hillcrest is really good.
Really?
Okay.
Is it Indian food?
University.
All
yes.
Indian food.
Okay. Well, you know what? That sounds so much unappealing to me.
Probably better than hometown, I'd say.
Well, if you're into Indian food, yeah. But if you're not into Indian food,
Well,
you know,
can't help you.
My question is curry. How much is too much?
Not enough.
Not enough.
I'm
And
with
when,
you.
And when do you know if you have enough garlic in your food?
If you have any.
There's no real way to find out because nobody's ever put too much garlic in their food.
Oh, you're one of those.
Hey, you know, we have a lovely guest with us. We don't want to banter all day long. We want to... She didn't come in to listen to us. Or did you?
No, we came to listen to her.
Right.
So my next guest is Kelly Bennett.
You
Kelly
really
is
lined
a
up some great guests here today. I
yes,
got to take
I
my hat off.
know.
And so it's Kelly Bennett.
Just
with,
wait, we're saving the best for last
Uh-huh.
year. So Kelly is a mover and shaker in the San Diego arts and culture community. She's
noticed that
a
when she walked in the
reporter.
room.
She's a reporter for the Voice of San Diego and an esteemed colleague.
So is everything
in
we
this
say, is it
community.
recorded? Are you going to hold
It
this?
will be held against you.
Okay. All right. Go on.
She's also responsible for some really cool arts and culture collaborations around town called the Meeting of the Minds. Welcome to the show.
Glad to be here.
Yeah. So what is the Meeting of the Minds exactly?
This is an event that I started a couple of years ago because when I started covering arts and culture for San Diego, I noticed that I either heard from people that there was nothing going on in San Diego or that there was so much going on that they couldn't keep track. And that seemed pretty contradictory to me. But I have heard and sometimes felt both. And so I wanted to highlight 6 things in a really down-to-earth way that are stimulating, interesting arts and culture happenings in San Diego, so that people who've never gone to any theater or any dance or any music or any of that stuff could come, learn about some stuff to go check out, and those people who've gone to everything that's ever happened in San Diego might hear a different perspective on some of the stuff that they normally do. So it's a night of 6 different presentations, Pecha Kucha style presentations, so they move really quickly and they're very visual.
Okay, so talk to us about Pecha Kucha, because I just learned how to say this. So what does that mean? What does that mean?
This is the format that was really honed by a lot of architects and designers to get through presentations about buildings or about products, and a lot of times
to show off their designs,
to show
in
off,
a public
exactly
format.
what they've made. And so you take 20 slides, 20 images, and each one goes up for 20 seconds at a time. So each presentation is only about 6.5 minutes. So across 6, we can get through 6 very different things in an hour.
Because artists like to talk, so you're...
Artists, musicians, journalists, everyone likes to talk, and especially about something that you're passionate about. And so this really forces people to distill, what is the bottom line, what is the point that I want to express, what do I want people to come away from this presentation with, what visuals do I want to show them, and then from the audience perspective, if you're not into jazz or if you're not into performance art or theater or something, you
only have to wait 6
You only have to wait 6 minutes, and you
Okay.
may even see an image or hear perspective offered by that presenter that changes your mind about the thing that you think you don't like.
Yeah, and I love that. I love that you're getting groups of people that are all sort of related to the arts, but not necessarily, in the same type of arts. And
So it's kind of like speed dating?
Well, it's for in front of a crowd, yeah. But there's often, I think there's a lot of really good programming that is within the theater niche or within the dance niche or within the, music community. But there's less frequently times for all of these different neighborhoods of San Diego or niche interests to actually get together and compare notes about what is happening here. And so I think
it
that
probably inspires a lot of collaboration.
Hopefully,
too.
yeah. Some of
Have
the
you seen
conversation.
anything like that as a result of your meeting of the minds?
Actually, yeah. Several of the museums here in Balboa Park have had people come to that event and then write me later and say, we're highlighting or we're bringing in that artist you talked about or that I'd heard about at Meeting of the Minds, or we're trying to collaborate with one of those smaller spaces that was illuminated there. So there's a chance for even the people who do this day in, day out to be inspired differently than they have been before, just because you're hearing about so many different things from around the county.
And so who have been your most memorable presenters?
That's a good question.
Is there somebody that kind of sticks out in your mind, like that was crazy?
Well,
or inspiring?
Yeah, well, there's a few different ones that particularly taught me something. A woman who was working on that team at UCSD last year, in the last several years, to actually analyze behind a mural in Florence to figure out if a Da Vinci masterpiece is back there.
Using science, right?
Exactly.
Using sort of a, what is it, laser? Not laser.
Yeah, some lasers, and then just even more evolved technology than that.
Did you find the code?
They haven't found it yet. In fact, I think they've had to stop work, but one of the neatest things was that she was just showing us the science that they use, explaining, this is a scientific approach to art.
And we've been talking about the mix of art and science all day today, actually, how those two intersect through music, which is also sort of a mathematical, kind of thought process, and then this, which is art and science. And of course, we're here at the NAT, working with bugs and entomology and botany and all of these wonderful things. And so that was the one that really kind of stood out for you. I'm going to ask you to come up with a second one right before we take a break. Do you have a second to hang out with us a little longer? Okay.
And like I say, we will validate your parking.
Oh, great.
Fantastic. So are you having fun out here today, Susanna?
Yes, it's a gorgeous day.
I know. So they have a couple other shows coming up. So we're going to talk about those when we get back.
Okay.
But we're going to take a break after. Do you know who's playing that song there? Do you know who this is? You know who this is.
Yes, I do, and I can't think of him for this moment.
First name is George.
Benson.
George Benson.
George Benson.
And the name of the song was?
Are we really happy here?
This Masquerade.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, we're going to take a break. We're going to be right back. This is Johnny.
And this is Susanna.
On the Talk
of San Diego.
Hi friends, I'm Paula Ramirez and today we are at Sweetwater Harley-Davidson located in National City. Larry, can you show us a little bit more about the motorcycles and what kind of motorcycles do you offer here?
I'd be happy to, Paula. We have a wide range of motorcycles, everything from Dyna Wide Glides to Softail, Fat Boys, Heritage, Road Kings, full dress baggers. But as a matter of fact, since we're going to talk about Road Kings, I'd like to bring you over to the pre-owned bikes. We have a blowout sale on all our pre-owned Road Kings since we have a huge selection.
What do you do when you're 3,000 miles from New York and you're jonesing for some wings? Now, not just any wings, but New York Buffalo Wings. That's easy. Stop on by your nearest New York Buffalo Wings, located in La Mesa, San Diego, and Imperial Beach. You're just minutes away from mild, hot, or make you cry like a baby hot sauce. Wings, fall off the bone ribs, and fire hot chicken tenders. To find the nearest New York Buffalo Wings, go to nywingsandribs.com. That's nyribsandwings.com.
You're watching The Talk of San Diego. Again, not to be confused with Speaking of San Diego, or San Diego Speaks, or The Voice of San Diego, or Speaking of the Voices of San Diego. No, it's right there on the screen, for God's sakes. It says The Talk of San Diego. Okay? Got it? All right. And again, thank you for watching San Diego's Talking. Oh, damn it! Oh. Just move on with the show. Move on.
Cleaned up real good.
Hey, guess what?
And what?
We're back.
We're back.
At the net. And so far, this show has been pretty smooth.
Yeah.
I only forgot to turn my microphone on once.
Mm-hmm.
And I only stepped on my headphone cord once.
I'm really proud of you, John.
And that was, oh, thank you. No, keep your seats. Keep your seats. We have a lovely young lady here that we're interviewing.
Yes.
And we had a couple of questions left over from the bug guy. So I was going to ask her, what's your favorite bug?
Do you have a favorite bug?
Well, I'm not sure I have a specifically favorite, but
well, what's your scariest? Which one scares you the most?
I'm very interested in the fact that we hate moths and love butterflies.
Right.
Like, we think moths are so gross, but if we see a butterfly, there's something so magic about that.
It's the squirrel and rat theory. It's the squirrel and rat theory. All it is, they're different, but a squirrel and a rat is the fuzzy tail.
Mm-hmm.
But we love squirrels. Rocky the flying squirrel. Oh, look, a cute squirrel. But a rat, throw a rock at it. You know, same thing.
Absolutely. So that kind of perception difference is pretty interesting to me. And then I heard a guy here from the museum the other day talking about how plants have evolved to have particular chemicals like basil and lemongrass have evolved to make themselves not tasty to bugs, but then that has created this incredible plethora of tastes for humans. Which is awesome.
That's right.
So look what bugs are good for.
So instead of stepping
Our
on them,
resident entomologist and botanist here,
Yes,
Kelly
exactly.
Bennett. Also,
You're welcome, everyone.
so instead of stepping on them, just eat them. You know, I understand in other countries they eat bugs. I understand that's true. I read about it. I read about it on the internet.
I would do it if
Gotta be
I
true.
was traveling and it was like the moment and it's like your one chance to do this thing. I would do it.
I'll eat snake, but not bugs.
Oh, snakes are great.
So, but that's not the reason we called, is it?
No.
No.
Not today.
Tell us, why are you here?
on this planet.
Well, Kelly is a mover and shaker around town. She's a reporter for the Voice of San Diego.
And you say her name is Kelly?
Kelly Bennett,
Right.
yes.
So there again, you and I will never get together because we wouldn't want the same first and last. We want that. You'd be Kelly. So that wouldn't be
Is your last name Kelly?
Yeah,
Well, there we go.
good. So anyway, but
There goes that
There
one.
goes that hope.
oh well. Yes.
And she also puts together these wonderful collaborative events
That's
called
what I hear.
The Meeting of the Minds.
Why don't you tell people about it?
Yeah, tell us where we can find out more information about it, first of all.
We're going to be announcing our speakers in the next few days with a hint. Susanna is one of their 6.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, but
Oh.
that's at voiceofsandiego.org. So that's the best place to watch to find out more information for Meeting of the Minds.
Okay.
But the actual event itself is going to take place in what used to be the Kramer Bakery in Logan Heights on Julian Avenue.
What an interesting space.
And the bakery isn't a bakery any longer. An architect named Jim Brown and some friends have taken over this space, and they're hoping to convert it into at least 25 artist live workspaces and some gallery room and a
Is
bunch
that
of
similar
different
to
stuff.
what Space for Art is doing?
Right, and they're also hoping to have a cafe and make it kind of a neighborhood spot. So there's some exciting stuff happening there. They're fairly early in the process, so it's going to be kind of a chance for us to get a sneak peek of what the building looks like inside, and then have it feature some art and culture there for the evening of March 14th.
March 14th, what
If
time?
you wanted to learn how to be an artist, do you think they have classes there?
I'm not sure if they're going to offer classes, but I'm sure that just the concentration
helpful.
of artists in that space will be a good place to get inspiration, because they're going to have a chance, as far as I know, to actually show the work that they're making.
So it'll be partly in a gallery as well.
Exactly. And the Museum of Art, the San Diego Museum of Art, will have, as part of the space, to show some, to have its own sort of mini gallery space there. They're
really?
The Museum of Art is actually launching a program for resident artists in both Southeast San Diego and in that community in Logan Heights. And this is going to be the place, this kind of their home base
I love that idea.
for that as well.
So smart,
So-
reaching out. And so, where have you held them in the past?
We've
Talk
had
about the venues.
One of the most fun nights we had was on the 7th floor of the parking structure at Horton Plaza. We took over the place where cars usually are, up on 7 Lemon, and had people park on 6th and below and walk up to the top of the structure. And we had a night up there. We had our presentations happen. And
That
we
must have
set
been in
up
the
a bar.
summertime.
It was in the summertime.
Okay.
It was a full moon in August. It was quite fun.
Beautiful.
And we had another one at a photography studio in Little Italy called Kettner Daylight Studio, and another one at Loose Loft, which is a converted dairy warehouse
That's a
from
great
long
space, too.
ago.
Mhm.
And we actually had one here at the Natural History Museum in November. There
But
was
when's
one
the
in the
next
atrium.
one coming up? That's what we want to know.
March
March 14th.
March 14th. So we'll
7
mark
p.m.
our calendars.
March 14th, 7 p.m. So you go to the website and you can buy tickets.
Yep, that's right. voiceofsandiego.org.
How much are tickets?
If you're a Voice of San Diego member, it's free, but if you are not, it's $10 to just a donation, but we'll also have some drinks there, so there's an added incentive beyond even just the admission.
Yeah, it's always a really good
come on
ambiance, by the way. I mean, the people who attend these events are really, to use the term again, they really are the movers and shakers of the community. They're the people that are interested in arts and culture. They're the people who are contributing to the arts and culture of San Diego. It's a really fun time, and lots of creative folks to bump into.
What if you're a member of the Talk of San Diego?
I'm not sure how that works, but that's
I think we could sneak in the back door.
Yeah, right. Well, come with Susanna. She's speaking, so she may be
I
able
think we
to.
got an in.
Yeah, we got a name.
All
We'll
right.
hook you up, Johnny.
So March 14th.
I'm just kind of curious, too, a little bit about your background, if I can ask. How did you get into reporting for arts and culture?
Well, I had been covering housing and economics and mortgage fraud, and I was looking for something new in 2010, and Voice of San Diego is a nonprofit, and some of our members had been suggesting for some time that we start covering arts and culture. And I was looking for a new challenge, and I decided to launch that section for Voice of San Diego, kind of figure out what does this look like for our organization. And so it's been a couple of years since then, and I've broadened that sense to looking at cultural questions. So what is not reported in to the depth that really helps us understand something better. So in this case, I'm writing about homelessness at the moment. There's something that homelessness indicates about San Diego culture, and
Yes.
the numbers of people who are sleeping on the streets here that I've been very interested to follow and look up. But at the same time, I'm still planning this arts and culture meeting of the minds coming up in March. So
Well,
there's
just a caveat about the homelessness. We just interviewed Matt Dorigo, who, the feature documentary that just won an Oscar was about a homeless young teen whose life was changed through the arts. So I wonder if there's opportunities for you to
kind of cross those things
do some
over.
of the crossover. So we have about a minute, and I wanted to see if maybe there's a where we can get more information. Remember, is it The Voice?
Just voiceofsandiego.org.
Okay, voiceofsandiego.org, March 14th at 7 o'clock. And it's called the Meeting of the Minds. Don't miss it. Put it on your calendar. Is there anything else that you want to add about these events that we can...
You can like you on the Facebook too, right?
You can like me on the Facebook. It's Behind the Scene is the name of the Facebook page, or just Voice of San Diego. But I guess I would encourage people to come because there's a sense that people come away with, including me, that they've gotten to know their city a little bit better. This is the identity of San Diego City and County and its cultural side, which is really exciting to get to know.
Well,
Thank you for being here.
Sure, thanks for having me.
This is Johnny.
And this is Susanna.
On the Talk
of San Diego.
Next, your weather on the 8s, only on the Talk of San Diego.
When Shemp pours on the charm, no dame can resist him. I hope you're right. Hello? Is this Ginger Gray? It is? Well, this is your little Snookums. I'm about to do you a big favor. Will you marry me? Oh.
Randy Jones All-American Sports Grill, conveniently located in Hazard Center in beautiful Mission Valley. When it's time to relax and have fun with friends, family, or coworkers, Randy Jones All-American Sports Grill. You'll have an all-American great time.
Are you looking for style, grace, and comfort? Then Sofa King San Diego has the answer. Sofa King San Diego has thousands of styles to choose from. With name brands from around the world, Sofa King San Diego is the place to go when it's time for a change. With locations throughout San Diego, it's Sofa King easy to find us. Sofa King San Diego can provide payment plans to meet just about everyone's budget, and that makes buying Sofa King easy. So remember, we're not just Sofa King, we're Sofa King San Diego. Just go to SofaKingSanDiego.com. Now open in Descanso.
Hi, Susanna.
Hi, Johnny.
Guess what?
We're back.
This is the saddest part of the show.
Yeah, it's the end of the show.
I know, and like last week, I was telling Mallory how sad it was if she was the one that was on the show. I don't remember, but that's always the saddest part of the show. But we only did an hour show, and now this time we did an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And it's still not enough time.
It's still not enough time. We could have talked to these folks even longer.
I know. Well, I want to thank you for lining up those guests.
You're welcome.
I think for the first timer, you did a pretty good job. And it made my job a whole lot easier.
Thank you.
And so you are a new cultural correspondent, if you will.
Yep, this is Vanguard Culture on the Talk of San Diego.
I know, and people can find you on the web page on Vanguard Culture.
VanguardCulture.com.
What are they going to find when they go there?
They are going to see weekly samplings, if you will, of the best, most inspiring, most memorable arts and culture events in San Diego. They're also going to get an opportunity to learn about the wonderful community service organizations that are doing good works in our community, like A Reason to Survive, which was one of our guests this afternoon. That was Matt,
right.
Matt Dorigo from Arts. And every fiscal quarter, we're going to be nominating a new organization of the quarter.
Do you think that the Talk of San Diego might get nominated?
You're not doing that much good work, so.
We are.
Are you?
Well, we're nonprofit.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't start out that way, but the way it turned out.
Well, we've got a few folks lined up for the year already, but we can talk.
That'll be fantastic. I'm looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
We want to thank some of our sponsors. We've got so many great sponsors, and I expanded for an hour and a half so we could talk about our sponsors. And look, we're almost out of time. We got to talk about San Diego Tacos. Last week, Bella Pizza. Oh my God, Bella Pizza. They gave us pizza, and then we were down there yesterday, and they said, "Hey, come on in, have some more pizza." So
you can never have enough pizza.
You cannot. And I even brought some home. So Bella Pizza, if you're in Old Town area, you got to go down there. Oh, here's the thing. April 12th.
April 12th?
That's a Friday.
Okay.
We're going to be in Imperial Beach at Jersey Boys Diner. I talk
Okay.
about these guys all the time. We're going to have the farmers market people on there because Imperial Beach has a farmers market.
Oh, I've never been.
Every Friday they have a farmers market.
Is it a good turnout? Is
Oh
it
yeah,
good?
there's plenty of people. They got plenty, and it's right by the pier.
Little
down
live
there.
entertainment, maybe?
They do. They've got. You can go on the website, either the Streets of San Diego, at Yahoo, or the the YouTubes.
Okay.
The Streets of San Diego or the Talk of San Diego, and you'll see some of the videos up there.
Very good.
But next week we're going to be at the Skybox, I believe.
That's going to be exciting.
Or are we? No, we're going to be at Randy Jones Bar and Grill next week.
Okay.
The
In 2
8th.
weeks, we're at the Skybox.
2 weeks to Skybox, and that'll be cool. But next week at Randy Jones Bar and Grill, and that is in Hazard Center, and they love us there. They said anytime you want to do the show.
Is that next week, you said?
That's next Friday.
Oh, you know what else is
Yeah.
going on at Hazard Center?
No.
The San Diego Latino Film Festival is
Oh.
happening next week.
We'll have to cover that, huh?
Yeah, you're going to have to cover that. We'll do it. I'll do
All
it.
right.
Of course.
We'll be there. Is that radio talk for... No, we're not really going to be
No,
there.
it's let's
Okay.
do it.
Because there's radio talk. Yeah, I'm going to be there.
Yeah,
but
have your people call my people.
Exactly.
Right?
Well, I want to thank you for helping me out today.
Of course.
And we had a great show.
Yeah.
This is Johnny.
And so this is Susanna
On the Talk.
of San Diego.